Salami Cotto is basically a large format cooked sausage that can be sliced thin for sandwich meats or a charcuterie board. There are many ways to make this style of sausage. It can be fermented, cooked, and then sliced, but in this case it's just going to be cooked and then sliced. Let's take a look at the process. For this herb salami cotto, I'll be using fatty pork shoulder, lemon zest to help cut through the fatty pork flavor, ground long black pepper, which is one of my favorite peppers due to its funky, fruity zing, fresh cut rosemary and thyme for that bold, herbaceous essence, a mixture of kosher salt to help enhance the flavors, pink curing salt for that nice cured flavor, and baking soda to help the water holding capacity through the cooking process. And lastly, fresh cold water for an even juicier sausage. I'll be using my Lem 5-pound sausage stuffer and this paddle attachment on this KitchenAid mixer. Okay, first step is putting the raw pork shoulder in the mixing bowl, then the mixture of salts and baking soda. It's very important to mix sausage with the salts and baking soda for around 2 minutes on level 1. This helps smear and denature the protein and extract myosin and actin to create a bind. This is probably the most important step of sausage making. Once the sausage has become nicely bound up, you can start adding the ingredients like the long black pepper, thyme and rosemary, lemon zest, and the water. It's very important to mix the raw sausage until all the water has been absorbed and the bind has come back together. This is going to take another 2 to 3 minutes. When putting the sausage mix into the stuffer, try to minimize the air pockets by punching the mix down with your hand. I put my finger in the end of the stuffing tube here and turn the crank until the sausage mix comes right to the end. I'll be using this pre-tied 88mm fibrous casing. If you want to check it out, the product link is below in the description. With my hand, I'll tightly squeeze around the tube about 90%, with the other 10% allowing air to come back and around the tube. I adjust my hand pressure to allow the casing to fill up tightly with the mix. Rinsing the casing and keeping a wet hand helps with a nice smooth stuffing. I twist the chub nice and tight with the extra casing, and with a 12-inch piece of butcher twine, I tie it tight at the end of the chub and wrap the twine around the casing 4 to 5 more times just to get it a little tighter. Then I cut the excess casing off and fold it over and tie it down to form what's known as a bubble knot. This technique will help keep things nice and tight during the cooking process. It's so gorgeous! Let the chub rest overnight in the refrigerator to let the salts and flavor meld together. For cooking, I'll be using an immersion circulator placed in a water bath set at 145 degrees. This helps gently cook the salami cotto by circulating water around the chub. I'll place the chub in a food-grade plastic bag for separation between the water and the sausage. This should take around 5 hours. After the herb salami cotto is cooked, let it sit overnight in the refrigerator to let it completely chill. Okay, let's cut into this chub. Looking great! I'm going to throw it on this beautiful Bestwood 10-inch slicer to cut perfectly thin slices. Look how that bind held perfectly through the whole process. You can bend and fold the slice any way you want with no breakage. Next step is adding it to a beautiful meat board like this one for all to enjoy. Thanks for watching. Remember to like and subscribe.